What's going on, y'all? Greg said it. Back with another video, second video today, Inspiration Motivational Sunday. I had a live today. Thanks for all the subscribers and the followers who follow, who was there early for our last post-game live. It was entertaining to say the least. I let loose what I felt about the season, and I'm noticing a lot of channels are saying the same thing. I just want to know what's going to be done about it. Good old Colorado Buffaloes. We've been going on and on all season about the inconsistencies and the flaws of the team, but you know, I finally let it rip. Especially after yesterday was so obvious to me, and it made me really reflect and see that the whole year has really been the same thing. And I kind of feel like a lot of those tight games were designed for them to lose. When you look at the calls that were being made and not being made, and really, you want to be frank, it was designed to embarrass Coach Prime this whole season. Because you don't just have 8 games out of 12 decided by a touchdown unless by mistake, unless you got a lot of penalties, just and unjust, unless you got a lot of, calls not being made to allow the game to kind of be close. And you can kind of manipulate some things when you make certain calls, put people in the red zone. You can make certain calls, give people extra down, or give them a first down after 3rd and long or 3rd and short. You can do a lot of things. You can put, this game, if you really know the game, it's X's and O's, and it's a thin margin. It's a game of inches. Me doing something can make my team go from 3rd and 10, 3rd and 5 to 3rd and 10 or 3rd and 15. And it just changed the whole dynamic, So it's a lot of things that when you look back at it, it really impacted the game. And we seen a prime example of that. And I know that's not most inspiration motivation, but that's what we talked about today. So I appreciate you all who've been there and continue to be there. BNCU is going to be some more highlights and some more breaking news. We already had one today. Coach Brewster has resigned the day after the game. I don't think nobody predicted him. I know we've heard Sean Lewis. I even heard Coach Flea. I don't think anybody predicted that or even discussed that. And maybe he was in the numbers, maybe he wasn't. But, that was breaking news today. And a lot of people covering it. And I'm not necessarily mentioning it now because I wonder, and it kind of fits into my theme today. My theme today is about maximizing your weapons. Do you feel Colorado maximized their weapons? Do you think Coach Brewster left, they can always say the political thing, hey, I wish you well, this has been great. You see that in politics. People fight like dogs and say that, right? That's just a thing to do, right? Make you look like the better person. And you don't want to burn bridges or look a certain way. That's good PR. But did he leave because he felt a certain kind of way, about his role? I know he was moved to analyst late in the season for Sherman to come down and be a coach. And instead of moving, Sean Lewis up, they kept him down and they had to move a coach, and it was Brewster. It did that, as I run at the time, it did that have an influence, or was he already going to leave? Is it personal, family? Is he retiring? He didn't say he's retiring. He said he's resigning. We will see. But if I were to say something about it, could he feel like you're not really using me or using my players? Like my players are impact players. We see Mikey have more touchdowns. He's top touchdowns on the team. And he really wasn't featured. He was featured mainly when Travis got hurt. And, he's had a few catches since then, a couple touchdowns since then. Maybe Brewster felt like he could have been a highlight. I don't know. Maybe he feel like going forward is not going to be an important role. Is Mikey even going to be there? I mean, he's built his stock up as a walk-on. Could he go somewhere else as a senior, grad senior, whatever he is? It says a lot about what they already know, the direction of the team is going at this point. And only time would tell why these moves been made. Because it's like you make a move, you really don't see a future in the place, right? So I'm thinking about, And I've been thinking about it, and I just saved it to the end of the season because you give people a chance, but you just kind of evaluate. Have Colorado really maximize their weapons? For example, yesterday we seen them pull out a nice little trick play. Jimmy throw the ball. We know Jimmy can throw. We know Travis can throw. They all done it in high school and maybe in college. They do these type of passes. Even a couple more. I think Dawson May can throw. I think he might have threw one. I wouldn't be surprised if Weaver can throw. Did we maximize the talent we had, the speed we had, special packages, sweeps and reverses and double? Did we put our speed out in the flats? Did we put Dylan Edwards out in the flats enough to use his speed instead of just running him behind the line, 150 pounds soaking wet, and a 360-pound barbarian just clothesline him with an arm tackle? Like, do we feel like we use all this team speed we have? Did we properly use Jimmy Horn? Slot, no slot. He's running little short routes. Is that better for him, or is he just let him run go routes and let him run past everybody like all his touchdowns pretty much been? Just run past him. Did we properly use Dylan? Did we properly use my guy, brain is, why I always mess up his name? Just slipped my head. My guy, 14. He broke out against USC. Did we properly use him? I wonder. Did we properly use him, or did we, like we see all season, one guy have a great game, he disappeared. Next week, another guy. We saw these guys pop up, but they only did it once. What is that? Is that just great scheme of the defense who figured them out that quick? Or is it our coaches who didn't use them no more? Didn't build nothing around? I don't know. Did we have too many weapons? We had all those running backs. We didn't use Smoke. See what he had to say. We didn't use McCaskill. He went on and red-shirted. With his red shirt, is he coming back? Well, I don't know. Because I don't know what that red shirt really do. The rules change so much. Just like they did with Tyler Brown. They just change the rule in a heartbeat. Does it mean red shirt mean I didn't play so I don't have to miss another year? I can transfer and go right in? I don't know. This is just offense. We know we had a lot of injuries. We had a lot of injuries on defense, people, and even some NCAA, maybe some stuff like that. Like Travis J, he was injured. We threw him out of Oregon. We never seen him want to come back. Could we not use him differently? Instead of having him covering out there on the aisle on the corner, could we not brought him in the box? He's a bigger guy. He got speed. Could he not been one of those outside backers, covering them quick slants in the flat? Did we not scheme up? Did we not? Big old Jaquez Robinson, back there playing safety, back there playing corner. Did we not put packages together? He seems like he like to come up and hit. He may not cover worth or nothing. He looked lost sometimes, but he ain't played enough. Could that have been some packages, his bigger size DB, maybe in the red zone, while we had little Cameron Simmons still out there covering and balls go right over his hand? Could we not, just like a typical team, you bring in jumbo packages when you're on the goal line, or you bring in bigger size D-line when you're in the red zone? Could we not have brought in bigger DBs? I mean, they ain't got to cover nobody for long. They bigger, they taller, they more physical on the run. Could we not have brought them in? I wonder. Just me looking at knowing the players and knowing the game and knowing how the game typically goes. Did we not use our weapons? Offensively, defensively, special teams. We had speed, like Willie Gaines on the he won. He could have returned some kickoffs. Why use people who maybe you want to keep fresh? Maybe you want to avoid injury. Why you didn't just use certain people for special teams? Let them do punt returns, kickoff returns, instead of putting Dylan and Jimmy Horns back there and risking injury on the starter when you got somebody just as fast as them and hungry. He hungry when he get out there. I don't know. I can't say what happened at practice. I can't say what should have happened. But I sure can ask questions. And y'all sure got questions and answers too. We've done it all year. Because maximizing your weapons determines your success. I can't say the other teams we play. I can't say Oregon didn't maximize their weapons. They have a runner rotation. And a lot of people have running back by committee that we played. A lot of people seem like half the talented receivers we have, but they used them. Like Arizona with number 4. They don't have, maybe sometimes when you don't have as many weapons, you maybe maximize. Did we maximize Travis Hunter, who seems to be open at will? Maybe just take 2 steps and throw it up, and he'll go get it off draw pass interference instead of trying other stuff. Did we maximize Weaver? I heard some games, people was at the game and Weaver was wide open all the time. We can't see it on the camera. The camera moving. Did we maximize the skill we had, or did we handcuff ourselves? I don't know. Maybe some of you all do know. Maybe it's worth the discussion. Maybe it's worth Coach Prime. I don't know if he had discussion. Maybe he have a chance to have a discussion, because there's no need to store up on all these weapons and talk about all these dogs you got and you don't know how to use them. And then you have contention, and maybe you got too many, or maybe you're not using them when you could, and then maybe they'd be happier. I don't know. But it's worth a conversation. How does this apply, Greg, in life? Are you maximizing your weapons? So many people got skills and talents, and they lazy. They got excuses. They blaming other people. They looking for a scapegoat. Some people got skills. I don't like that. I'm good at that. I'd rather do something else. I worked with people who had gifts in early age, who wanted to do something else. They was going to throw it all aside. All the work and skill they put in, they wouldn't throw it aside. And some of them actually listened to me, and they went on to be exceptional at a very early age. And some people, typical, they gifts. You call it weapons, your gifts, your talents. You got it, and you don't even want to use it. You don't use it effectively. You don't use it to win the game of life. You sit it on the shelf, and then you wonder why you ain't winning. You like Colorado. How you lose? Now, we talked about the refs and all that. They don't get it twisted. But I'm saying, you got so many weapons, they're going to have to be super blatant. You kind of helping them out when you don't use your weapons. You see? Because really, they shouldn't even be close to you. You running past them, all that, they're going to have to doggone bulldog you, tackle you, and hold you down every single play. And they ain't going to be able to do that. Because your weapons just outdoing. So many penalties they even called at that point. But you got to be able to use them. I know people who got talents and trades, don't even want to use them. I go get a regular job. They can make money at will. They can build a business, but they scared, or they don't believe in it, or they just want to lean on somebody else. They don't want to use their weapons. They don't want to use their gifts. They'll rather lean on somebody else, what they call comfortable, the safe route, when they got everything they need. They don't believe in themselves. Sometimes you don't believe in yourself. Coach Prime always talk about, I believe. Do you believe? I wonder, did the players believe? And I still wonder, did the coaches believe? And he said, some of the coaches still believe. You wonder why he was saying that. Do you believe in what you got? And if so, why you ain't using it? Why they ain't on the field? Why everybody got to keep asking why this and that? It just gets old. And nobody ain't going to keep hearing that, because you going to talk about recruit, and it's the same thing. I was a recruit. I would have to ask, are you going to use me or abuse me? You only abuse something when you don't know the proper use of it. It's out of order. So if you go and recruit me and do me like, quote unquote, smoke, yeah, you scaring some people. You scaring people. You would scare me, because you got to know that a person, if you in their possession, if they're in control, do they know how to use you properly? Do they know how to use their weapons? And the same thing with you. When you that person, you got to know, and people around you got to know, do you know how to use what you got in your hands? Do you know how to use the skills, the knowledge, the talents, the experience you have? Or do you waste it? You waste it. And then have the nerve to be like, it's somebody else's fault. This, is that. When you ain't even did all you can do. Don't talk about what somebody else doing to you till you first know, did you do all you can do? Because you don't really know the difference at that point. Do all you can do. Then you can talk about what somebody else didn't do. And that's the situation she was in. You can't fully blame nobody. Everybody gonna throw up the 100 things you didn't do right. And they can get away with murder, crime, robbery, and all that because they gonna bring the truth. The truth is you didn't do A, B, and C. So don't even bring up the cheating refs. Because maybe if you did this, the ref wouldn't matter. Which may or may not be true. So you got to end of the day, you got to do your best. After you do your best, then you can look at outside factors. You don't have the right to otherwise. But I hope you got some out of this. And this is not the last inspiration motivation, but this definitely was the last live post-game of the week, of the year. But like I said, y'all, I'm Greg. Greg said it. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification because we're going to be coming with it. I'm going to keep y'all in the loop. So I'll see y'all soon. Y'all have a good one.